Happy Fragment Friday, everybody. This is a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming. This upload is on the Azure Twilight server. Ran this last night, being Thursday night, as I'm recording the audio here, to get it ready for tomorrow. With couching the heavy axe. Really should have paid more attention to the keywords I put in here. That's on me. I didn't really pay all that much attention, just sort of looking for a field. I was actually looking to do a different upload altogether, and then Couchin popped in, and I always say the best part of this game is partying up, so here we go. Got a Grand Mage and a Lead Snakeoid there. I'm going with Lead Snakeoid because it moves way too fast to be a lead one. As you can see, we're doing a decent amount of damage here. Couchin in particular is hitting, I want to say, close to 300 with that heavy axe. Just a ton of damage. I'm hitting in the, 1 to 200 area fairly consistently with my spear. I believe that's Happiness equipped to the level 50. Seems to be all the rage on the guild shops. Just sort of going through these portals here, we run into another cannibal. Large ogre type creatures with a big giant hammer. It's certainly not sweating me in the least, doing quite a bit of damage, but managed to make it through. Get a quick heal from Couchin there, and I'm picking up some good experience here. Only level 21 at the start of this, not sure what level Couchin's at, but this is a level 25 field, so we're both picking up decent experience, but it's a fairly doable board. Got some decent buffs up. I threw the health and skill point regens up, and Couchin is just buffed to the gills with physical and magical defense, and then physical attack and accuracy buffs as well. I decided to forego those just in the interest of time because I don't have them on the blood items. I actually have most of my buffs on skills, and the casting animation takes a little bit of time here. One thing that's not taking a bit of time are these field portals, taking me longer to turn myself around to go to the next than it is for us to fight. Coming up on a trio of snakeoids here and combo off on some serious damage. Just trying to share the wealth a little bit here. Don't want to hog up everything. Make sure we both get those hits in so we can get as much experience as possible from these encounters. A little tough with the mages since we're both going to one-shot them when they come, and also they're way too annoying to sit around for long periods of time. See just a ton of damage. That was well over 2,000 Couchin hit on that mage. Get through that one nice and easy, and looked like a risky treasure there she opened up. Moved to the next portal. Another cannibal. Just hammering away. And the portal beside it opened. I think I may have run a little too far on that one. Opened up the other portal on accident, so I start comboing off to sort of eliminate things. Get down to the mages, and it looks like there's a wandering snakeoid. Just sort of runs around us like a lunatic before we eventually catch up on it. Down it goes. I'm going to do that a couple times. I accidentally popped a restorative. Meant to cast the health regen buff, and for me that's the difference on the way these characters are set up between L1 and square on the shortcut and R1 and square. And just couldn't keep them straight in my head. Moral of the story is, especially during the holidays, I really shouldn't do anything video related until I've had at least 2 cups of coffee. Thoroughly caffeinated for this audio though, so that's probably worse. Moving to yet another cannibal here. And we're just going to dispatch it with some simple basic attacks. Yeah, I think Couching's picking up about 13 experience off of Cannibal, and I'm picking up 18, so they're probably a couple levels higher. See buffs starting to wear off. Here's a group of Snakeoids and a mage, and I get a little ahead of myself here. I combo off, sort of broke the cardinal rule in a party there. I was greedy and took all the hits for myself and threw a quick oops out. Just a simple apology. Only got, from the looks of it, one portal left, but there's a wandering mage, so I'm trying to do my best to not hog these at all, sort of make up for my, previous greedy behavior. Eventually it turns out we're both just sort of staring at the mage there, and we end up swinging at the same time. I think I may have gotten in an instant sooner, so I think I got the kill and the experience that goes with. Coming up on the last portal here, it's a Cannibal, and that is all field portals open, as you saw from the little descriptor there. Clear it no problem, and now not much to do but head off until, that is of course, another Snakeoid pops up from the side view. And make that a pair of them. This one runs in halfway through the battle. Again, nothing terribly difficult to deal with, just lots of random monsters interjecting themselves on this field. Can't argue too much though, certainly gave us our money's worth on that. I can tell you this was a rainbow field. I tend to run those in parties when I'm on Azure Twilight, as the rewards are that they are high paying rewards, I should say that. Heading into the dungeon now. Got this wonderful little spaceship interior that is found on the Thunder Element fields that look like this. First room is a large square heading down from the start, and we get an Iron Ball Freak. All set in its finest formal wear. Hack it down to size in a couple seconds. Moving further down, we've got a sideways T-shaped room with a portal dead in the middle. That one's got us a couple of mages. Rare miss on the mage there, opens the door for me to get in and get the kill. Now we're moving to the side, going leftward on the map to a little semicircle room. Got a side entrance above us, and that's going to lead to a little treasure room. I'm going to break some of these crates here, pick up a sports drink, and a healing elixir. Can't argue with the healing elixir. That one's probably going in the fairy storage. Save it for later on in the game. Now we're up against a lone cannibal who's going to run around and swing his hammer, or just for a little bit. Not a big challenge, and certainly one thing you could do if you're familiar with the level range of the people playing. When you're in a party, especially when you're in a 3-person party and it's balanced, you can go ahead and really push that server level. Like, pick a field that's a few levels higher, get some good experience going. Make the most of that run, since you're there to revive each other. You've got each other's backs. Moving through, we had a room that's one of those triangle looking rooms, not too much in it, and then we moved to a dead-end corridor that popped a portal with 4 mages on us. Dispatch the mages nice and quick, and I once again go for the health regen on Couchin and instead throw a restorative there for no reason. I actually like partying up with my long arm, as it's not the easiest to incorporate in a party, but it just sort of does its own thing, and having the health and mana regen buffs really, I think, sort of makes him a useful ally in a party. Just sort of get that consistent regen going on, help out everybody in the long run. That's just how I look at it. Of course, it's also my lowest level character, so I probably don't feel that strongly about it. Wave Masters are fun to run, and I've been doing a bit of leveling with my Blade Master. Just trying to get ready for some interesting things coming down the pipe. Don't want to get too much into the details of that. So we move further right. We've got a door above us and below. Above is going to be a dead-end room with a portal. That portal yields a risky treasure. So Couchin's going to reap the spoils, and we are going to head down to the second floor here in a couple rooms. Okay, floor number 2 of this dungeon as we come up on the 11-minute mark for this video. Got one of those weird capital M looking rooms. Right in the middle is an armor shogun coming out of the portal. Those armor shoguns, aside from a really interesting look to them, throw out a ton of damage and have that shield ability. So be careful when attacking. It's entirely possible your swing could hit 0 damage. One of those monsters you really got to keep track of your health with. Next room in is one of those cross-shaped intersection rooms, and the portal gives us an iron ball. We take it down. I don't know why, but when my speed charms wear off, it takes me forever to notice. Probably all of that time I spent never using them in my earlier videos. I do apologize for that. I realize a great deal of them would have been quicker had I actually realized the usefulness of these items sooner. Come up on a treasure room here. Just gonna break a couple jars, end up striking out 0 for 2 on those. Now that's technically not a strikeout, being the baseball fan I am, but 0 for is 0 for. Moving back up through the intersection, this time we're going to the top side. Got one of those weird square rooms with the cutout in the middle. Another iron ball freak out of this one. Get a nice view of it as I was able to run behind and Couchin's attacking from the front. So good battle tactics there. Got a little bit of flanking going on. Doorway to the side leading to another dead end room. This one gives us a cannibal that we're going to dispatch in a hurry. Again, interesting to see the damage disparity. Couchin just hitting for a ton with that axe. Doing what I can, but even attacking slightly more frequently as a long arm, I don't think I'm matching overall damage. If I had to guess, I'm probably about 3 to 4 levels behind here. Not sure though, I've never played a heavy axe, so I'm not too familiar with the hit point progression. There was an iron ball freak in the room to the right. It was a large square room, got one treasure chest in it. Now that's taken care of, we'll move one room further right, which is a medium-sized corridor with the stairs down. Before you know it, we find ourselves already in the next floor of the dungeon here. Large room here, a little bit choppy on the upload. Just drawing everything it needs to out of that. Portal just yielded a chest, so we're going to move into another one of these large rooms, and hopefully this is this looks a bit smoother. We get to an armor shogun, a lead snakeoid, and a second armor shogun. So 2 armor shoguns here. Really got to be careful on the hit points. As you can see, it takes me down under 200 in a relative hurry. Just throw a couple potions out, keep myself and Couchin in good order as we continue to fight through. That battle's done. Time to throw some more buffs out there. Gonna head right first. Got a couple rooms on either side. Skipped the upper side entrance because that's the one leading to the stairs out. Got an iron ball freak in this large square room. I think Couching may have leveled because the damage went up. They're now hitting for a little over 400 damage on a swing against that Iron Ball Freak. Not too much in this level range, even in a level 25 dungeon, is going to stick around getting hit for 400 a pop. And again, I'm throwing about 200 when I hit in that range, usually a little less, but I could hit 200 on a good hit. So it's not taking long at all. We could have probably pushed to a level 30 field this pairing. I was a bit more on the conservative side here. I don't want to get too in depth on what I was going for on the original run. I think I may use it for an upload next week. Here we're in a medium-sized corridor moving back to the left. Portal gives us an armor shogun and that thing goes down in a hurry. I'm picking up 13 experience out of that and inching ever closer to the next level myself. Here's a square-shaped room. Portal on the other side yields 3 armor shoguns, and I, in a moment of infinite lack of wisdom, run right into the middle of them. Quickly find myself exploring the limits of my own mortality. Couching nice enough to resurrect me, and I do my best to get some hits in an act of just, I guess you could call it petty vengeance, before thanking Couchin for saving my bacon on that one. So polite. They apologized for me running into the middle of 3 monsters. Certainly not their fault at all. But I come back from my near-death experience and we venture further into the dungeon. A little bit of backtracking here. So we'll take our time for our usual Friday plugs. If you're looking for a place to discuss any and all things .hack related, check out .hack Network. That's where this post is going, as I typically put my Fragment Friday runs up there. If you're interested in Fragment in particular, you may want to check out Fragment Resurgence. Active group there, checking things out daily. Going through things like general day-to-day stuff, party formation for grouping up, and even active work on the translation. Get a treasure chest out of this upside-down T-shaped room. Keep going further right. We've got another one of those square rooms with an insert. This portal just yields us some snakeoids, which are far less lethal and far less menacing, even if they do have a silly walk behind them. I get my hits in and then get out of the way for Couching to finish. Very much the setup guy on this, and Couching's just spiking them down. When in doubt, count on the person with the big giant axe as a closer. That's a life lesson. Gonna back out of this square room here and up the stem of the upside down T, taking our stairs down to the next level. This is our first Fragment Friday in the month of December. Moving through, first room doesn't have much of interest, then we're going to a small V-shaped room, and I'm going to get a little turned around here on the camera angle. I rotated a bit too far to notice the side passage. I really wanted to go the whole way through. Catch all of these rooms around here at 100% this dungeon. Get all the portals cleared. That little bit of confusion out of the way, we move to an L-shaped room. Got an armor shogun and some snakeoids here. Make sure we all get our hits in, and then I go, okay, there's the level up for Couching. I was going to apologize for comboing off again, and then I noticed they leveled. Glad they got their experience in and threw out a nice. See, they're almost at 700 hit points at 671. That's a good chunk of hit points. Snakeoid gets some shadow boxing in, and then we take it down in 2 quick strikes. Just sort of standing next to a corpse there, so I hit it for the big little, bone explosion. Yes, I did say big little. We don't come here for my wordplay. Dead end room gives a chest and a golden egg, and then we'll go to the other side here where we've got one of those dead end rooms with the pit insert on the side, and a portal that gives us 2 armor shoguns. Hit that shield real quick, and I was very mindful of my hit points there, so despite going down into critical range twice, no real threat of dying as my fingers were squarely on that potion shortcut. Surviving those 2 shoguns was more than just a moral victory for me, it was the experience I needed to level up, so we're now level 22. Up to 467 hit points myself and almost 100 skill points. Now if only I had some spells worth casting. I can't complain, that's not the point of a long arm. Honestly, with this character's buffs, it's probably the most soloable of my classes. Armor shoguns can just tear through you, though. Still, we get through that battle. Coming up on a little medium-sized hallway, widens right in the middle, and we've got some snappy grass here. Gotta watch out for those little grass monsters, because they could put you to sleep. Sleep and paralyze are your worst enemies, especially when paired up with something like an armor shogun that won't let you live long enough to see the other side of the status ailment. Yet another good reason to pair up with people. Pair up or get a party of 3 going, just so somebody's there to wake you up if you're put to sleep. Taking the stairs down to the next floor. Just kinda zipping by at this point, kinda tough to believe, but we're 22 minutes into this upload. Long corridor to start the floor off, heading to an L-shaped room. Out of the portal comes some grass and a couple snakeoids. So I get my hits in and let Couching finish. Again, some good experience. Nothing too crazy in the way of numbers. Next room is another semicircle. Looks like the opposite end of the circle is the statue room, so we're instead going to go down. Here in a square-shaped room, we're up against a hammer shark. 1,970 hit points on that water element monster, but you'd never know it to see the battle. Take care of it just as straight away as though it were a goblin. Here we've got a little dead-end corridor to the side, so we'll check that out. And we're greeted with some grass and some snakeoids. Get our hits in, I combo off, Couching gets a couple shots in, and then I take a little nap. Being a grumpo guy, every now and then you just need to rest the eyes a bit, so I get about 20 winks in instead of the standard 40 before Couching's nice enough to wake me back up. And then we get on our merry way. Still a few rooms to clear before we go get the treasure out of the statue room. Another V-shaped room. This time we've got dead-end entrances stemming off of both, so we'll hit the side entrance first. This room yields a couple snakeoids. Nothing else, really. Get a hit in on each. Triple twos there, and you hit that weird spot where the monster's got like 4 hit points left. The bar looks empty and they're still running around. Every now and then, if you're not careful, that'll happen. Certainly easier to do at higher levels where that disparity between the bar looking empty and actually being empty is greater due to the higher numbers. Final portal of the dungeon here, and it's just a regular chest. Doesn't even require a fortune wire, so the dungeon sort of goes out with a whimper on that final portal, and now we are moving to the final chest. Guys, I want to thank you for coming along and listening and watching along with yet another upload in the Fragment Friday series. If you are looking for something fun to do today, I highly suggest playing some .hack Fragment. Jump on, get set up, and see if you can start your .hack adventure today, or continue it if you're already playing. Folks, this has been a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming. I thank you very much for watching again, and we will see you in the next one.